Hey guys, I had a little issue with the reefer unit, and I wanted to show you a couple things, how to get into guarded access on this thing. It's a carrier unit. This should work on the carrier 7300s, the 7500s, any of the units with this kind of apex controller, like the Vector, I think also. And then on your 2100s and 2300s, you can still do it. It's just a different interface on the menu. Anyway, had a load last week that was 35 degrees, and I was running it on start and stop, and I have my units all set at a 5 degrees temperature swing, which means set at 35. If it gets up to 40, the unit should kick in and cool it back down, or if it gets down to 30, it should kick in and warm it back up. Well, one time when I got out the fuel, the thing was at 47 degrees. I'm like, ooh, 12 degrees. Now, I had just bought this trailer not long ago, and I asked the carrier place, hey, go in and set that temperature swing to 5 degrees. So I called him up, and he says, we swear we did it. So then it dawned on me, oh yeah, there's a timer in these things, what's called a minimum time off timer, and then there's a maximum time off timer, which the maximum doesn't really mean anything to me, but the sorry, the sunlight's getting a little bright here. The minimum time off timer is what we need to look at here today. That's going to be the issue, and I'm going to show you how to change that. So first, an explanation of what it does. So you have the 5 degree temperature swing, okay? Everything being normal, it'll kick in 5 degree variance, unless this minimum time off timer is set differently. So it can be set custom to wherever you want it, and I'm noticing a lot of the bigger fleets are setting it at 30 minutes. So you have two parameters, the 5 degree swing and the minimum time off timer. Whichever one of those parameters is met, if the other one's not in compliance, the unit's not going to start. So what was happening is the product was warm on the trailer, which is, we're not going to get into that. That's a separate video. Go back and watch my video about Delta T and why it's important to know it. Long story short, they had loaded warm product on me. The temperature was, whenever the reefer would kick out, the temperature would rise up quickly because the product was warm. So it would rise from 35 degrees up to 47 degrees in like 20 minutes. And the reason the reefer wasn't kicking on, because the minimum time off timer was set to 30 minutes. Okay? So even though the temperature had exceeded that 5 degree swing, it's not going to kick in because the minimum time off parameter had not been met yet. Does that make sense? All right, so what I'm going to do, first of all, that load ended up just running on continuous because warm product, it's just going to run all the time anyway, and we want to keep a continuous supply of cold air. Once again, though, different video, different topic. I went in and I changed the minimum time off parameter down to 15 minutes because I don't want this happening continually here. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And then side note, if it's not your trailer, don't mess around with it or get permission from your company. Just don't be messing around with somebody else's stuff. And just because you know how to do this, just be careful what you do. We don't need to go messing around with too much stuff. But I'm going to just go show you a couple simple things here. All right, we're just in normal operating mode here. I do have a loaded trailer. I got it on 52 degrees. Just put it on start and stop so it wasn't running when I showed you this. So these two outside buttons here, you want to tap those and hit enter. Okay, now you see it popped up, advanced user mode enabled. Hit the menu button over here until you get to, on the bottom here, it says language, data recorder function. I'm just going to go through here and show you all. You got a thing here for tech mode. We're not going to use that. We don't have the password anyway. Just let's go back to right here where it says functions. See that? Tap functions. All right, now we can go through these settings here, and what we want here is start stop settings. All right, hit enter. Minimum run time. All right, that's the minimum time we want it to run. I haven't touched that. That's still set right here. Minimum off time. So let's go the down arrow, and hit enter, you can see I already changed it to 15 minutes. If you hit enter, then you can go up. See, I got it at 20 minutes. You can come back down to, I'm gonna try 15 minutes, see how that works, and then just hit enter. Restart temp is at 5.4, good enough for me. That just gives that 5-degree swing. Then override temp, maximum time off. I don't really care about that. It can be off however long it wants to be off. I'm more concerned about the minimum time off right now. So there, we changed that. And then if we just hit exit, we're back here. And then to go back to driver mode, we're just gonna tap these two outside buttons at the same time and hit enter again. See, and it says driver mode enabled. So we're right back to the beginning. It'll run like you would normally control it, and you're good to go. So as you can see, when we were in there, there was a whole bunch of different screens we could go into. Economy settings, blah, blah, blah. I would encourage you to kind of read up on stuff and learn about it before you go changing a bunch of stuff. Just wanted to show you that one thing, how to change that, in case your temperature, your box temp keeps getting out of line there. Now you know how to fix that. And before you go messing with anything else, definitely read up on it and learn about it. Ask a technician, and take care. Have a good day. Hope that helps.